ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 2 of Shout. I am Adam the Lone Walker 1 Caulfield. Together with me, we have our 3 guests for the day. We have Gary Crackett.
Hello.
Gary, say hello.
Hello.
We have Mr. Jack Hume.
Greetings.
Yes, the Huminator is here. And the Humidifier. I will explain that in a minute. And we, of course, have the Wizard of Nothing, Callum Thorpe. Callum, say hello.
Hello.
Of course, last week, I'd like to just take a minute to thank our guests from last week, Dan, the Geek King Adams, Eric Von Jasmine, of course, today is silent, and Steve Jones 313, aka my brother, Steven Caulfield. However, today, we must pass on with the future, or the present as it would. Of course, we have a selection of good topics today. I'm going to be ranting on the hatred of Twilight and why it is justified. Gary, would you like to announce what you are ranting about today?
I'm going to be ranting about the appreciation of music.
Okay then. Jack, what are you ranting about today?
I'm ranting about attitudes towards gaming.
And Mr. Callum Thorpe, what are you ranting about today?
Well, I would be ranting about religion, but not really a certain subject on religion, a few things.
Just in general.
In general.
That is why we are giving him one of the later topics, so he can get it all out of the way. Now, John, of course I'm starting with the Twilight thing, and I will I'm going to set up the lovely little thing. We have the mystical countdown over 20 minutes, so that I know when to shut the hell up. Of course, gentlemen, feel free to interject at any time with your opinions, and I'll start now if you don't mind. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, let's talk about Twilight. I am one for you people know me, and I love free speech. It's one of my biggest loves of the world at the minute. The fact that most, not all, but most places have the freedom of speech and free will. And as such, there are rights to come with that. You have the right to like whatever book you want, or film, what music. You have the right to say what you want. If you say, however, that Twilight is one of the greatest series of books in the world, I reserve my freedom of expression and my free will to punch you in the sodding face. And here is why. That series, both book and film, is possibly the single worst thing to happen to the entertainment industry since Star Trek. Not Star Trek. Not Star Trek. I do apologize. Lost in Space. Since that, okay? Now here's the deal, gentlemen. Sorry, I'm getting told off. When it comes to Twilight, it's that kind of thing. I have a few reasons for hating it. One being that the fans scare me. The hatred produced by fans for people who hate Twilight is insane. I remember once being in a library and accidentally uttering the words, "My God, I hate Twilight." Oh my God, the fangirls descended. It was... Gentlemen, imagine entering the Gaza Strip in a bacon suit. That's pretty much the level of hatred that was flowing towards me in this horde of sparkles. It was like being washed away by a tidal wave of glitter. But that's not my only reason for hating the series. Of course, it's probably the betrayal of the vampires in general. Vampires, as we know, I mean, I'd like to ask you all right now, gentlemen, when I say vampires, what comes to mind? Just any of you, give me some ideas.
Some form of dark creature in the night.
Dark creature in the night. Gary?
The Lost Boys.
Okay then. Jack,
Right.
what comes to your mind when I say vampires?
Ugh. Pale skin,
His own
black cape.
Yeah. Okay, did any of you sit there and think, okay, sparkly ladyboy? Any of you?
No.
No?
No,
Okay then,
not at all.
why the hell did that get made into a book? And why the hell did that book then get turned into a film? And let's face it, okay? Those books would be twice as short if Miss Mayer, or should I say Satan, would shut the hell up about Edward's eyes. Seriously, half that book, and I know I'm going on resources I already have saved to the computer, but seriously, I read those books. I did. They were about, it was like, oh, Edward's amber eyes, Edward's eyes. Shut up!
Guess it, his eyes are amber.
Yeah, shut up, we know. We can read, lady. Oh, you can't write, though. But it's stuff like that. I mean, the books as well, they portray this image of women being so feeble and fickle and Okay, I can't blame them for that, but they portray this image of women being so weak when it comes to male. Bella is always just whinging and whining and waiting for Edward to come save her. Now, I don't know about you people. I have never met a girl like that in my life.
Nope, not at all.
No.
Even in Harry Potter, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I swear to God, even in Cinderella, in Disney, that doesn't freaking happen. What kind of stage are we getting to when vampires are more child-friendly, are more sexist than Disney, where women are locked in basements and made to do sweeping? How did we get to a point where a worse moral is coming from Twilight than it is from Walt Disney, the anti-Semite?
It doesn't make any
twisted
sense.
message.
Yeah, it's a twisted message. But the problem is, I could excuse all of that stuff if it was written in a way that made it work. If it was making a joke about the views of people in books like that, I would understand. But she doesn't. She writes in a terrible manner. She contradicts her own point constantly. And there's a quote I love from a YouTube user called oh Jesus, I cannot pronounce that name. I'll put a link to it at the end. But he posts a thing where he says there is a fine line between fantasy and illogical crap. Miss Mayer has found it. And it's true.
And she's crossed it.
Yeah, she crossed it, and she set up her own hotel on the other side. When I read Twilight, I actually weep for literature in the modern society. I mean, of course, you all know I'm a bit of a fanboy for Derek Landy's work, Skullduggery Pleasant. It's an ongoing series, and I am, like, a massive fan of it. I won a chance to go meet the guy, but sadly, since I was bereft of funds, I couldn't get to Ireland. Curses.
Oh no.
But the thing was, I love the series, and I love the series because it is witty, it's bright, yet dark at the same time. I know that's pretty much an oxymoron, but it is. It's witty, it's that...
Romeo.
The characters are brilliant, the plot development is excellent, and his actual writing style, he doesn't patronise, he knows that his viewers are children, but he doesn't patronise them. Hang on, one moment, John. I'm going to let Callum just give his opinions, because I'm sure he has a few of them.
My opinions on Twilight. Why my opinions on Twilight?
My opinion on Twilight.
Yes, exactly. Oh, anyway. Gary,
Yes.
do you have any opinions?
Well, see, the thing is, Stephanie Meyer wrote Twilight books for her children, her pre-teen children. That is the reading age of Twilight. It was turned into
back a little bit.
best-selling books.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, that's quite pathetic. we have an Adam back.
Hello, we have an Adam back. Yeah,
Sorry about that.
I do apologise. There was some outside interruption. There shouldn't have been, but there
God,
was.
now there's a dog.
Yeah. No, but as I was saying, I could understand all of these problems if Stephanie Meyer was a good writer, and unfortunately, she's not. I mean, let's face it. How long did it take for that series to get picked up? There was a long time when she was writing namelessly for. I mean, there was a day when I was walking through Asda, I think it was back in 2007, and I picked up a book called Breaking Dawn. And I looked on the back of it, and I was like, that just sounds crap. And I put it down, and I walked away.
Even if you've never seen it, you pick something up relating to it,
Yeah.
and you immediately dislike it.
Yeah, it's because people read and watch Twilight, and they assume that's how life is, and I've seen people go mad because of this. I mean, I swear to God, there is a cult online of people who think that Edward is real. They're called Colour Knights. Oh, you people think I'm joking. I'm not. I've argued with a few of them. Trust me, the Colour Knights, they are mental. They actually believe, and this is true, the Colour Knights believe Edward is real out there somewhere, and that if they get there first, they can marry him.
So
That is just sad.
So they believe that a fictional character from a book is real.
Yeah, it is a tiny bit like...
Secret sparkly
Yeah,
face.
it's like Christianity, to be fair.
What,
Although I
No
don't...
comment.
giant glowing
Although
guy
I
in the
don't,
sky.
I don't see anyone nailing Edward Cullen to a cross, because quite frankly, I'd enjoy that. And
He'd probably just sparkle his way out of it.
yeah, I have a question, and this is going to sound wrong, and I do apologise, but I have a question. Edward is a vampire, correct?
See.
Well, what he says.
Debatable.
He said, yeah, debatable. He said he's a
he's
vampire.
a fairy.
Okay, let's think about this. Okay, vampires like blood, do they not?
Well,
generally.
Yeah, right,
generally,
okay.
yeah.
So, if a vampire were in a school full of teenage girls going through that special time in their lives, how the hell did they not decimate everyone in that school?
That would have been more entertaining than the actual book.
Yeah, it would have been.
A better plot, anyway.
I remember watching the original Twilight movie when Edward stopped the car, and just thinking, why did you do that? Dude, you could have saved us all, like, countless hours, mate. No, but wouldn't it have been a better book to read about how they decimated the school and had to escape the law? Oh, wait a minute, no, because they did a similar thing on a show called Being Human, and they did it right. Can you remember the train massacre?
Yeah.
There's also every other apocalypse book.
Yeah, every other book on
Everything to do with vampires or anything like that.
I want to point out the two aren't in love. They complain about each other all the time. They are the equivalent of Romeo and Rosaline, except that Rosaline decided to have a fling. I mean, think about it. He doesn't actually love her. He's infatuated. I'll give you that. He's infatuated, but he doesn't love her. Love. I love people. Let's go back to the rant I did last week for giggles. Love is not what they portray it to be.
Well then, Adam, what is love?
Baby, don't hurt me. I mean, don't hurt me no more. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Are you happy now? Are you happy? You just had to fit the freaking meme into the show, didn't you?
Yes.
No, there are things that annoy me. The others being, of course, the fact that, among other things, it promotes stalking, paedophilia, underage birth, I think. What else? Running away, getting married without parental permission. I know that sounds weird. Like, oh, you don't need permission. Well, quite frankly, if I'm getting married, I'm notifying my parents. And my next of kin in case it goes wrong and I say something bad on the day. It has so many bad messages. Yet people claim it's brilliant. No.
It is not brilliant.
It's not. That book and film. Oh yeah, the film itself. Speaking as someone who is a very fond lover of films, that film is terrible. The editing is terrible. The actors are terrible. The script is terrible. They actually didn't bother trying to put in a decent sparkle effect. I'm pretty sure.
Covered them in glitter.
Yeah, they just threw them in pink.
If it is, that would be more of a comedy than a romance.
Yeah, I'd like to point out. The annoying thing was, Vampires Suck was a better film than Twilight.
It was a much better film. I was actually enjoying that.
Yeah, and let's face it, the plot for Twilight is the single most overused plot in history. It is in essence Romeo and Juliet, just a little bit more flamboyant.
And better.
No, Romeo and Juliet is much better.
Yeah,
it depends on which Romeo and Juliet though. If you're going by the DiCaprio one, get out, I don't want you in my house. If you're talking about the classic, well, fair enough. Because the Leonardo DiCaprio one made me want to shoot myself.
And him.
Also, quick question. Edward, right? This god amongst men, this brilliant man. Why the hell has he been single for 117 years or something? That's 127.
I think they try to give an excuse of that in the book, saying, I haven't found the right person.
I haven't found the right person.
If you haven't,
you had 170 years.
You've been around 127 years and you haven't found someone.
Most people find the right person within 50 years.
Like how you and me are just.
Where was he looking?
Yeah. I just think that he wasn't. When he says he wasn't looking for the right person, he meant in the wrong gender. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to offend him. I'm just saying he was looking in the wrong gender.
Well, the way he turned out now, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, to be fair. And of course, I'm caught up with the 7-minute mark, which is amazing because I don't ever, really.
Has Gary fallen asleep?
I think he's just sitting back and amazed at how angry we are about the series. Either that or he's preparing his. No, but Bella as a character is just a terrible person. She's a terrible and completely.
To be fair, most people enjoy the Twilight series, but they don't actually enjoy the series. They enjoy the actors.
But why? They're terrible actors.
I think we're just looking at them for 1.5 hours.
Robert Pattinson plays one character, and it's just the emo douchebag. Think about it, Cedric Diggory. He played Cedric Diggory. He played what's his face in that movie? Remember Me. That emo douchebag. And he played Edward Cullen. Quite frankly, he's found his market. If I ever come to make a film, I'm going to have an emo scene where the guy just decides to finally give up, and I'm not going to give him a stunt double. and I'm going to rig the damn set.
Then we hit the place.
Yeah, to be fair.
We'll slowly take down the cast of Twilight.
Yeah. So
one by one, we'll wipe them all out.
Yeah. Also, I have a bit of a problem with the wolf dude as well. Number one, he sucks. Number two, I've never seen someone take the shirt off so many times in a film unjustifiably. And I find that when I'm watching Twilight, I have an inkling to get gummy bears. I just have a real inkling to get gummy bears.
Well,
And
just
because
any time of year.
gummy bears make everything so much better. I reckon they could eat... Okay, here's my idea for the Twilight remake, okay? We call it Gumlight. It's about gummy bears who fall in love. One of them is a vampire, a dark brooding one, okay? And instead of sparkles, he has, like, edible glitter.
And he's a little gummy bear.
Although, with edible glitter, you can make a completely different type of film.
Oh, yes.
Vampires do indeed suck. I'm getting scowled at by the people around here. But yeah, I do apologize for the background noise as well. The studio's a bit busy at the minute. But yeah, and that's my kind of view on Twilight in general. Of course, I'm at the 3/4 mark. I kind of went past the halfway mark. So, gentlemen, I would like to hear your opinions.
Well, Twilight's crap.
Thank you. Gary, what's your opinion, mate?
I just realised I have my mic muted.
Oh, I was wondering why you weren't talking.
I've been talking all this time. I was like, why aren't they talking to me? Yeah,
Would you like to share your opinions, Gary?
Yeah, Twilight's awful.
Yes, it is.
It isn't opinions, is it? It's just agreeing with Adam.
It looks like they made Twilight in Windows Movie Maker.
I'm pretty sure they did.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Sorry, gentlemen. Sorry about that. But yeah, that movie was just... Oh my god. I remember going to... I actually watched that in the... did I watch that in the cinema? No, I went to watch it in the cinema because I was really stupid and promised I'll have something I probably shouldn't have. Luckily, luckily, I won't go into too much detail because I don't want to make this all emo, although talking about Edward Cullen has made me want to cut myself and drink my own blood. Hell, I make a better vampire than Edward does, and I'm not a vampire.
At least you actually drink blood.
Yeah.
To be fair, you're a necromancer.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just got all my rage of Twilight out in 4 minutes. Yeah, my problem with Bella being the fact that her, instead of going with the wolf dude, which is fair enough, women are fickle, they go with whoever they want. Fair enough for that. But instead of going with him, what she does, she goes, oh, I'm sorry, I cannot be with you because I've got to go with my dark brooding boyfriend who, will probably try to kill me at some point. However, this is his baby. You can have him. Fall in love with him, please. That is just... Charles Manson wouldn't come up with that crap, man. That is just wrong.
I didn't even know that plot.
Oh, no. It happens. Trust me. She has a baby and gives it to the wolf dude, and he falls in love with it.
As you do.
Wait, isn't that the bit where he waits for so many years before it grows older?
Yeah, but
isn't
still...
that extreme pedophilia?
Yeah, but that's technically his adopted daughter. I don't care which way you look at it. That's wrong.
Yes, that is terribly disgusting.
That is about as wrong as can be.
It's just as wrong.
It's so wrong. I cannot think of a good analogy.
It's as wrong as
pure Michael Jackson being awarded Father of the Year.
And there's Jam the teacher, so you want to be with his comedic brilliant. That is about as wrong as tag teaming with Gary Glitter and Michael Jackson. That is as wrong that is as wrong as electing some virgin dude in a long fancy white dress to cover up paedophilia cases. Oh wait, Christianity.
Shut up, that's mine.
Sorry, Callum, anyone, your privacy.
In fairness, a mass army of millions of fangirls will make anything acceptable.
Yeah, in fairness, a mass army of a million fangirls are about to turn up and not
there will be. I'm chanting your name outside on the street.
With flames and just readiness to devour my essence. I had a joke, but I can't use it. It was a good one too. Hang on, I just want to send you this, people. Hang on.
We're gonna get about 200 dislikes just for writing about Twilight.
Yeah, but then we're gonna get more likes by the people who agree with us,
Sorry, I'm laughing at the joke I just sent the guy. Yeah, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is my opinion on Twilight. I only have a minute and 30 seconds left, so I'm going to summarize. The reason Twilight is a bad book and film series because they promote twisted morals and terrible ideals, whilst actually not doing anything for literature in itself. The actual writing style is terrible. She drones on and on and on about irrelevant crap, and I know that's kind of what this show is about, but we at least make it interesting to watch or listen to. Technically it's on YouTube, so I don't know which one to go with. But yeah, those are my opinions on Twilight, and since I've got a minute left, I reckon we should all in group sing What Is Love, Baby Don't Hurt Me. What do you people think?
Why not? Gary?
Gary?
Yeah, sure.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love?
Baby, don't hurt me. Baby, don't hurt me no more.
Even Steven's trying it at this point. So yeah.
Anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what Twilight has reduced me to. Singing What Is Love, Baby, Don't Hurt Me with my... And this is what the show's about. You don't need that terrible film or that terrible book to make you feel loved or better about your life. All you need is what I have here. 4 of my friends chilling with me, doing random crap and making a show amusing for you people with Mountain Dew and gummy bears. Okay?
Well, eventual gummy bears.
Eventual gummy bears.
Yes, but never
so
mind.
people...
I got mini eggs.
Damn it!
That's my opinion on Twilight. I've got 2 seconds left, so I am done! Okay, gentlemen. I am now going to hand straight over to Jack Hume. And Jack,
with the eggs.
Jack, will you please introduce your topic?
My topic is attitudes towards gaming.
And this man, I'd like to find out this man. The reason I love this guy as a friend, mainly because he sounds like the guy who narrates EdXL exams. Can you do me a favour? As a favour. Can you please read out, you must answer all questions, and come back to those you have missed out. Please just do that for me.
You must answer all questions, and come back to those you have missed out.
Oh, Jack, you're off. Right, okay, gentlemen, Jack...
Don't say the word example at all.
Jack, okay, Jack, you have 20 minutes. You may begin now.
Okay, there's a few subtopics in here. What I'm first going to start off with is, how the only mainstream games you seem to be publicly allowed to play on are basically shooters or anything to do with violence or blood. Doesn't matter if it's fun, yeah, play it, because that's what's popular these days. I mean, all you have to do is go to school like people go, okay, playing on God, like, oh, I've got mint headshot, blah. I'm probably doing a terrible representation of these games, but I don't play them, so whatever.
I can do a massive, an amazing representation? Interpretation.
Impression. There you go.
Impression.
Would you like words?
I'm not going to do an impression.
Would you like a dictionary?
What was the impression of?
A thesaurus.
Thesaurus.
I have a dictionary
Impression of a
thesaurus
thesaurus.
sitting next to me.
Yeah, how do
Gary, you have a thesaurus.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we should let Jack get on with his point.
Yeah, Jack, continue.
That wasn't off topic at all.
Yeah, because what do you think this show should be called? Shout, bracket, off topic nonsense. Anyway, continue, please.
Anyway, what it seems is gaming has drifted off from what it used to be back in the old days. It was all about passing time, having a lot of fun, being challenging or easy and fun. But nowadays, all it is, you point and click. That's basically what all shooting games are. You point and click.
Yeah, or of course, chest high walls.
And the thing is that genre is so overused these days. But all you're doing really, if you spend like 40 quid on every new shooting game that comes out, you're basically buying the same game over and over again, albeit with a slightly different setting and or storyline, if there is one.
Spoken like a true game critic.
But if you look at, say, now, I'm probably going to get a few weird rants here, but let's take Mario or Sonic the Hedgehog here as an example. Back in the day, when they first came out, they were the pinnacle of gaming. I mean, nothing could beat them. I mean, Mario came first, obviously, and he's always had a bigger fan base. But
yeah,
the reason he was so fun and good to play as. It was simple, and the graphics were hardly anything to speak about, but
it was so mind-numbingly retarded that it was fun.
The theme tune hypnotised everyone
Yeah.
into playing the game repetitively for hours on end.
Yeah.
I mean, apart from, say, a Firefly, he never had to shoot any Goombas. He
Yeah.
just jumped on people, and then that was somehow incredibly fun. Nobody could really explain why.
Oh, a turtle. Let's jump on its head.
Yeah, and he slid down Simon's balls as well. But
Yeah, but that was a completely different message altogether with that game.
No.
I'll hold back. I'll just sit in the corner and drink my Mountain Dew.
Continue.
and then you had Sonic the Hedgehog, which was similar, but that had its charm, and that it always challenged you to go faster. I mean, he didn't shoot people either. Well, let's ignore Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Go ahead, go.
To be honest, you sensed in my head that me just going, Shadow the Hedgehog. Wait, no, let's ignore that. Oh, but he shot people.
We can come back to that.
No, let's not come back to that. That was the worst game that was
yeah.
ever created.
To be fair.
But it was so fun. They were both instant classics. Everybody loved them. You couldn't buy any mainstream consoles without eventually buying those games. They were that fun.
Yeah.
Now everyone's forgotten about them. Ditched fun for being hard.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't have blood, it's a terrible game, basically.
Which is a bit of an annoyance, to be fair.
And the thing is, that's when Sega, and this is coming on to Shadow the Hedgehog, that's when Sega decided, oh, we'll give that a go. Let's see, we'll bring Shadow back, because he's a dark character, and give him a gun. Yes. Instant bestseller.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't an instant bestseller. Let's be fair. I don't know whether you, but I played Shadow the Hedgehog, the game.
Right.
That game made me want to kick myself in my own face. Just for the sheer mispleasure of having put that into a console and played it.
The main problem with that, people went into that probably expecting a Sonic game with a slightly darker theme, and they got to finally understand where Shadow came back from. Because at the moment it just sounded like a load of fangirls were probably shouting, "Bring Shadow back!
Bring Shadow back!
That was a lovely impression.
Bring him back! And that was yeah. Bring him back! Continue. Continue.
Oh, let's just put him in Sonic Heroes. Don't forget about his backstory. Shove him in. Make him play like Sonic.
Yeah.
Then after that, which wasn't a brilliant game in itself, I thought, hold on, we need to explain ourselves here.
Yeah.
Give him a gun.
Yeah. Well, just hang on. We have to explain his backstory. Guns fix everything.
Yeah.
The gun will help.
Yeah.
No.
And then they basically rape the storyline that's already established in Sonic Adventure 2. But I'm ranting on Sonic here.
Yeah. When we ranting on gaming in general, we just turned into the old days of going, but our lad, Sonic the Hedgehog was one of the best games. That's what we... No, but please continue.
On to the next subtopic, which I believe is... people who try to ruin other people's gaming experiences.
Ah, yes. Are you
Make them as trolls.
True. Which, of course, we
kind of are.
Which, of course, we on the YouTube community are all fully aware of.
True.
Yes.
But please, continue.
Again.
I reckon that should be the catchphrase for the line. Please continue. But sorry, yeah, please continue.
Well, indeed. Where was it? So I was talking about people, yeah. Basically, you tend to get these people not so much in single-player games, unless you're playing on Xbox Live, but say you're on massively multiplayer online games like RuneScape, say. If you'll be having a really nice time playing on a really good game, and then you'll come up to this group of people and you're like, let's be friends.
Yeah.
So camp.
No.
Let's be friends. I love you.
That's one of the more retarded things I've ever said in my life.
No. I think one of the most retarded things we've ever said in our life, Jack, was us sitting in a science room ranting about how I was an ostrich. I had an ostrich in my heart.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah.
But please, let's not talk about our personal life. Let's continue.
And that's when they turn around and take a look at, say, your combat level. And say, noob.
Yeah.
Among other words.
Yeah, noob.
Which I cannot say in this video for...
Oh no, go ahead, say it in the video. We'll probably say them anyway.
horrible.
I believe the word...
That's when your gaming experience is shattered. You will be... From that moment on, you are pursued by people who don't give a damn whether you find this game fun or not. They care whether you're like a hardcore player or just they like calling people dickheads.
Yeah.
But that's all some people live for.
Oh my god, that's the first time I've heard you swear!
What? This is beautiful.
It's a beautiful day. Sorry. No. Continue, please.
I don't understand why people need to do something so horrible. Like, people find some things fun. What about that? It's so hard to understand that you have to then ruin their experience for no personal gain, other than to say, lol.
Yeah, I think it's because they have tiny penises, and they need to make themselves feel better.
That's usually it.
And yeah, I think that's it.
And I have actually known people on MMOs I used to be friends with them. They used to be great people, and then for some strange reason, I don't know, maybe puberty hit, but they decided to turn into a troll. And then, I won't name this guy, but he was part of my community I was in.
Yeah.
Clans, they call them. But
yeah.
He used to be one of the most revered people there. And then, like a year later, he started to sort of rebel, started swearing at everyone.
Yeah.
But we eventually had to kick him out because he was just being plain horrible.
I reckon he was probably just watching like Solomon Kane and thought that being a rogue warrior was just like the Mac Daddy thing to do.
But then he fails dramatically.
It doesn't really give a positive impression of society as a whole, really. If you know there are people out there who cannot understand the simple pleasure of playing the game.
Well, as of course we were taught by one Huddersfield Helmsley, it's time to play the game. I mean, it's time to play the game. Ha 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 ha. It's all about the game and of course how you play it. It's all about control and if you can take it. It's all about the steps and if you can take it. It's all about the pain. Who's going to make it? Prime the game. You don't want to play. Sorry. Continue, please.
My speech.
Continue, please.
If that was not onto a completely different topic. There are.
And now for something completely different.
Yeah, that was coming to mind. There are
great minds think alike. We don't think alike.
There are now tend to be people nowadays. This tends to be more with games that have run their course for a while, for over 10 years or so. Like basically the games I've already mentioned: Mario, Sonic, RuneScape. People seem to get this insane idea that nothing must change about that game. They will instantly reject anything new. Say, Mario.
Yeah.
Like, people seem to think if Nintendo sell the same game basically over and over again, it will be a huge success. I don't get that. I mean, you had Mario Galaxy. That was one of the best games of all time.
No. Are you talking Mario Galaxy on the Wii console?
Yeah.
Boy, you bet shut your mouth. That was a terrible game. That game felt like pulling a sword out my arse. That game felt like then having to take said sword and shove it back up for someone's amusement.
And you do that quite often, do you, Adam?
No.
Are you perchance talking about all the bloomers and a terrible soppy storyline?
No, I'm talking about the general gameplay and the storyline. I'm talking about the storyline, the gameplay, the graphics, the controls, pretty much everything about that game, and the fact that Nintendo just cannot seem to stop jumping on Mario's dead horse, trying to get him to spew out something good.
Yoshi.
Oh, shut up, Yoshi.
Mario Galaxy 2!
Yeah, I discovered in the last episode I dance around in my bedroom dressed like a clown. Apparently now I dance around in my bedroom dressed like a clown whilst shoving swords in different orifices. Gentlemen, I just committed social suicide, so I'm going to go and weep quietly in the corner. Jack, continue, please.
Right. Mario Galaxy wasn't that bad.
Sorry, I just love how nonchalant you were.
Back to my point.
Yeah.
These are basically nostalgia freaks, people, who think just because the first game was good, if anything about it changed, they try to add anything, they'll come up with the old argument, why fix what isn't broken?
Because it's probably broken.
The thing is, if you keep selling the same game, if Nintendo kept selling the same Mario game over and over again, they didn't add any cool gimmicks or anything to make the public go, wow, they wouldn't have been alive today, because they would have basically run out of ideas. And the same with Sonic the Hedgehog. People, ever since it was a 4-part classic series stopped, people tend to drift away from the game, any 3D Sonic game really. It's because it's not like the old games. Well, of course it isn't. This is 21st century, not 1995 or whenever they came out. Times have changed. Vote the modern Sonic game. Just play Sonic Generations. That is an awesome game. I'll ignore the fact that you get to play classic Sonic as well. I mean, that's nostalgia sort of to you. But in fact, this is such a exhilarating experience, but when you just boost through everything as modern Sonic. I mean, not being as words please come out of mouth.
Yeah, words. Hang on, brains. I need words.
Tangerines.
That will do. Sorry, that was.
My mouse has fallen off.
My phone just fell over. I think the power of tangerines just acted as Fusro Da.
Oh, you've just reminded me about the power of teamwork.
Oh God, I don't know what the power of teamwork is.
Let's use the power of teamwork. You won't get that if you haven't played Sonic Heroes.
No, I never played Sonic Heroes. I played Sonic on the Sega, and since that was the last good Sonic game I played, I haven't played any of those.
Did you ever play Sonic 06?
No, I stopped playing
You
Sonic.
were saved by God.
I'd like to point out, by the way.
Worst game ever played.
What are you on about, God?
I will admit that
Jack.
Sonic 06 was terrible.
I'd like to point out you only have 4 minutes and 15 seconds left. We lost track of time.
What do
That
you...
is spoiled again.
Yeah.
Yeah, curse it. Spoiled again. I'm like a Christmas turkey. Spoiled again. That bad joke brought to you by the Lone Walker 1. Sent all hate mail to me. Ow.
To me.
Please continue.
So some people could say that when things change, it's not always for the better, but the fact you have to stand up and realise that you can't, or you won't be able to keep playing it.
Yeah.
If Sega had stuck with the original Sonic formula of, like, say, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, sticking with Sonic and Tails.
Yeah, run this way, grab rings.
One left and right, jump over spikes, occasionally get hit by bullets.
Yeah.
Or rather slow-moving balls of energy, as they tend to be in those games. They would have not got past their 10th anniversary.
Yeah, although I don't think they're going to get... what anniversary are they up to now, let's be honest?
20th.
20th? Jesus Christ.
Seriously, what the hell?
But Nintendo's been
And
around...
Sonic Generations is a good celebration, I will say.
But the problem is, though, Nintendo have been around since they were called the Nintendosaurus Rex.
Oh, Gary's back.
I reckon Donkey Kong was the missing link between apes and humans.
To be fair, he's intelligent enough. I mean, all we do is throw things at each other.
Okay, Jack, I've got it. You have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. You might want to start summarising.
Summarise, right. But, oh dear.
Come on, use words, Jack. Use words.
There's
You're
plenty
clever.
of things, right.
Fine, Apple.
Summarize. Hey, but if you are someone who likes to make fun of what other people like to play, what other people consider fun, then you are, to be quite frank, a bastard. Because
Jack, I mean this in the nicest way possible. I mean this in, like, the nicest, most friendly, bro-ish way possible. I love you for saying that.
You are, to be quite frank.
That was possibly the single most charming way because I know I just ranted about Twilight, which people find entertaining and fun. So quite frankly, that is possibly the single most charming way I have ever been insulted. Or any troll has ever been so just, quite frankly, sir, you are a bastard. Please continue. You have 1 minute. You have 1 minute 40 seconds.
if you can't comprehend the idea of someone finding something fun in a different way to you, then why are you even playing a game at all? I mean, there's always going to be someone either better than you or someone who likes something differently than you. If you can't realise that, then you should probably dump that, smell your controller, and go on a hike or something. Get some fresh air.
Get some fresh air.
But you obviously
Sterilise
haven't left the house in 5 years.
Yeah, just you should sterilise yourself.
That's just not helpful at all. I mean, nothing in the game industry itself is ever going to get better if you keep complaining. Let the problems sort themselves out. Let other people play how they want to, and everything will be fine. Just stop bitching.
Oh, Jack, I like out of all of us, you are the one swearing the most. That amuses me to my very core.
We would usually be doing
we usually the ones that sit there going effing and blinding, but no, you're like, quite frankly, you use the words dickhead, bastard, and bitching in a rant which lasted 20 minutes. Quite frankly, you have sworn more than anyone else here. I reckon he deserves a round of applause.
Anyway, we have
that was
Can I ask
15
something?
seconds left.
You have 15 seconds, so second verse. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt
me.
No more. Jack, backing vocals. Thank you very much, Jack. That was, of course, his rant on gaming, and your time is finished. Now, Callum Thorpe,
Yes.
you are going last. Gary, you're up. Come on, Gary, you're up.
Before I begin, I'd like to ask one question.
What?
In this phrase, effing and blinding,
Yeah?
what does the BL-ing stand for? I can think of no swear words that begin with BL.
No, effing and blinding. It's, Oh, Jack, I'm going to look up the phrase. I know we should probably start your segment because it's going to run over a fine bit of time. But I'm going to look up where the phrase originates. 1 second.
What's that to do with anime?
Effing and... I am, you moron. Blinding. See where that comes from. Effing and blinding.
Peppering
Hang on, shut up.
with obscenities.
Yeah, hang on. Blinding's not trigger. It all depends on how old the expression effing and blinding is. There's a British mouthswear word. Oh, it comes from blimey.
Oh,
Yeah, it comes from blimey.
that's not a swear word.
Yeah, but if you think of
Sure
it,
thing.
was
You every day, folks.
Gary, in fairness, back in Houdini's day, humbug was a swear word. Humbug was the equivalent of us saying bullshit.
Humbug.
Humbug.
What about the word boring, which is now apparently a swear word, Gary?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Okay,
Gary, you're boring.
Gary, I'd like you to start your rant. You may start your rant now.
Oh, may I? Well, thank you, Adam, for giving me permission.
Oh,
That's a nice rant.
you should probably introduce your topic.
Yeah.
That would be a good idea.
Shut up, I'm ranting.
You have no idea how this show works, do you? Right, come on, say what you're writing about them.
I'm going to be ranting about people who can't appreciate music. Not people who don't like certain types of music. I mean, jazz and classical, for example, are not for everyone. But they can be appreciated with but a little thought. While I was writing this, I was listening to Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. I was listening to how it starts with a solo piano that gradually brings in more instruments, like the strings. I was listening to how some notes are loud and some quiet, to how the notes work with each other, usually sounding nice and blending together, sometimes not, creating a jarring effect for the listener, which in the context of the song is pretty beautiful. However, you don't get that in the popular music of today. Take, for example, LMFAO's brilliant work, I'm Sexy and I Know It.
That song is just humbug!
Oh god. No. How could you say such a thing?
Calm down.
The song is boring.
It's okay.
No, Gary, that was even worse.
That song's bullshit.
Yeah, it is actually.
I'm sorry, we're all just kind of mirroring Steven's topic last week of
You're
manners.
all trying to beat me on the swearing front, are you?
Yeah.
Yes, we are, you bastard.
Gary, shut your freaking mouth. I know freaking isn't a swear word, but you know.
Shoot your twat mouth.
Oh.
Hang on, we should probably stop before Steven steps in and kicks us.
Yeah.
Gary, continue.
Yeah, that song, it uses a drum kit, meaning a computer, a bass, meaning a computer, a synth, meaning a computer, and some vocals, meaning a computer.
Tune.
Tune is worse than that.
Yeah, okay. Please continue.
The majority of the song uses the exact same synth riff with zero variation. The chorus part, the infamous Passion in My Pants part, uses the same bass build-up as practically every dance song out there, followed by the obligatory dropping of the beat before the song resumes. It's been done before. And don't get me started on the lyrics. Just don't.
Oh, no, let's get you started. Dude,
Let's get him started on the lyrics.
you've got 20 minutes to fill. We have to get you started.
Wiggle, wiggle,
Wiggle,
wiggle,
wiggle,
wiggle,
wiggle,
wiggle,
wiggle.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like something some sort of dance you teach to nursery children.
The lazy caterpillar, he says, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yeah. I mean, for God's sake, I'm actually writing better lyrics.
On the spot.
On the spot.
For nursery children.
Please continue.
Nursery.
Sorry, that is going to be our catchphrase. Continue, Gary, please.
There's another thing I'd like to point out. In the video, you know how they're all like dancing around in very small underwear?
Yes.
The penises are covered up by smiley faces.
Yes.
The smiley faces are ridiculously small for full-grown men.
Yeah.
No, I'd assume they're about the right size. That was a joke about them having tiny penises.
Oh. I did. Ha ha ha.
Continue.
Lindsay.
Continue, please.
Yeah, the lyrics are pretty bad. Passion in my pants. Why not just say boner?
because I'm pretty sure I was about to say that shouldn't be allowed on radio, but then I just remembered Sticks and Stones May Break My Bones, but Chains and Whip Excite Me by, of course, Rihanna. Oh yeah, Rihanna. I'm sorry to steal your thunder here, mate. But that song, Rihanna's what's it called? Found Love in a Hopeless Place. That has 16 unique lyrics. In a 3-minute song, there are only 16 unique lyrics. Just repeated over and over again.
Yeah, well, Rihanna's a skank.
Yeah. Continue, please.
Yeah.
Every single Rihanna song is about sex.
Yeah, actually. Although, what kind
I
of
don't think Gary's
what kind
spoken
of action?
for more than 30 seconds.
I was about to ask what kind of action is standing under an umbrella, Ella, A, but you know.
Well, she might need an umbrella after she's having, like, sex for long enough.
Steve, I really wish that... I'm glad Stephen isn't ranting on the show, because he would have probably gone mad by now.
True.
I've just realised that...
My parents might be watching this.
Jack's parents, fuck off.
Oh, Gary.
Hi, Jack's
That was
parents.
incredibly rude, Gary.
Jack's parents, I'm kind of the reason he's on the show. I'm kind of the reason he's swearing a bit more nowadays. And I'm also kind of the reason that he's talking more about atheism and agnosticism nowadays. Don't you just love him having me as a friend? You can't see, but I'm holding my thumb up. I'm holding my thumb up.
You may
Gary,
never see Adam again.
Gary, continue, please. Well, no, because there are Twilight fans, Rihanna fans, bloody shooting fans. They're all going to come and send a hate mail to me. So, yeah. Continue, please, Gary. Get me into more trouble, why don't you?
Okay.
Gary.
Yeah.
Why not?
1 second. Just trying to read off my sheet that I put in the washing machine by accident.
I've already said that. Never mind.
Yeah, well, I'm a songwriter, and sometimes I copy and paste verses and choruses. I do it, but I hate it when I do it. I only do it when I'm lazy and I'm up in the middle of the night and writing. But the thing with pop music writers, it's practically every song. Copy and paste, and copy and paste, and copy and paste, and copy and paste.
We should probably write a song called Copy and Paste, and just like a copy and a paste, a copy and a paste, a copy and a paste.
I've got my guitar next to me.
No, we're not. We are not doing a live performance of the song Copy and a Paste.
But I'll use some
You
interesting...
could go busking again.
E minor.
We're going to be busking again at some other point in the future, maybe, Jack. So, yeah.
Anyway, continue, please, Gary.
Yeah. Copy and pasting. It's pointless, it's stupid, it's bland and uninteresting. And that is what I'm sexy, and I know it is. Bland and uninteresting, and, if I may swear, boring.
Oh my god. I don't think you two know the story behind that, do you?
How dare you?
How
dare you swear on my show? Watch your fucking mouth.
Gary, do these two actually know what that is?
No, they don't. It's a bit of an in-joke between me and Callum. And, like, 100 other people.
Yeah. Oh, joking. It is.
Anyway, Gary, continue, please.
I'm sorry, I'm just a bit self-conscious of the fact that this is actually the third time I've done this round.
Well, to us, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. One of the other lyrics. The wiggle.
Yeah, I guess.
There weren't any ever taken before this.
No, there weren't. No, it's. I think that the reason that musicians copy and paste it is because music isn't about what it used to be about. And I know that we all sound a bit nostalgic because we've had like Jack going, "When I were a boy, games were about this," and we've had me just going, "When I were a boy, literature was about this," and guys now going, "When I were a boy, music was good." But it's like when music was young, when you had people like, and I know Gary,
was young.
Yeah.
Had so. I'm sorry.
Think about it this way.
So you should be.
Let's contemplate this for a moment. Let's contemplate this. Nirvana.
Yeah.
Nirvana, okay? The song Smells Like Teen Spirit. I love that song. It's been playing through my mind for quite a bit. And I know that Nirvana are really... That song's overused nowadays and it's overplayed, but there's a reason why it's played a lot. Because that song is about everything that it should be about. It is about teen spirit. It's about that kind of... It's about one time that music was about passion and lyrics didn't have to make sense as long as they were different.
This is the point where I hide my ignorance of the music industry.
Oh, trust me, the music industry has ignorance of the music industry. You're fine. Gary at the minute has gotten tired of all arguing and interrupting him, so he's just sitting in the background playing his guitar.
I think he started playing Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
Solo.
Now, Gary, of course, we're coming up to the 10-minute... We're coming up to the halfway mark, sorry. So,
I think you've talked more than Gary has.
Yeah, Gary...
Let's all shut up for a while.
I think we'll just try... Gary, continue, please.
Everyone mute your microphones.
Fair enough. Gary, continue, please.
Yeah. I agree with what you're saying, Adam. That Smells Like Teen Spirit is a very good song. Yeah, I can't really build on what you said because you explained it very well.
I stole your thunder! I am...
Music these days, it's manufactured. It's tough to describe. Well, not really. Like, to the X Factor, for example, the amount of auto-tune on that show is disgusting for a talent show. For them to be faking talent.
Yeah.
That is...
Let's just not discuss X Factor. That'll be a whole different rant.
Yeah. No, screw it. We've got 10 minutes to fill. We may as well.
But has Gary finished his run?
No, Gary, by the way, you've hit the halfway mark.
Oh, yes.
For the first time in the entire time you've been reciting this rant to us, like trying to make it work, you've actually ranted past the halfway mark.
Success?
Yeah, success. So, Lindsay, we have 9 minutes left. I reckon, Gary, do you have anything else to add?
Yes, there is. As much as I complain about the state of the music industry these days, there are still some good bands about. My favourite band at the moment is Alter Bridge. If you haven't heard of them, listen to them. Listen to them now.
All three of us, I think, on what I reckon. I know you love them, Gary. Carl, you love them. I love them. Alter Bridge. Or good bad. Shameless plugging. Shameless sponsoring, maybe. Wink,
Fantastic.
wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more. I reckon it's just Alter Bridge.
Alter Bridge, can we have free tickets now?
Alter Bridge, we love you. Please give us.
you.
If you give us free tickets, we make you cookies.
And Mountain Dew.
And Mountain Dew. We make Mountain Dew.
Bake you Mountain Dew.
We make you Mountain Dew flavored cookies.
My God. Great.
No, but yeah, the goal is listeners. We have one round left. As soon as that's done, you go listen to Alter Bridge, or I slap you. I will find where you live and I will slap you with a trout.
And we won't be able to tell if you listen or not.
I will be dressed as a clown. I'll be dancing, and I'll slap you with a sword and a trout. And
Okay, I went away for a second and I came back when Adam said I'll be dressed like a clown.
Gary, I'm threatening to beat people up if they don't listen to Alter Bridge. That's what you missed.
Again, with the dancing clown.
Oh, Stephen, you missed it earlier. I was pulling swords out my ass.
I'm going to go away again.
Bye-bye.
That's a good idea.
Hi, Stephen.
Save yourself.
This gentleman, special guest cameo, Steve Plus 313. Everyone applaud.
Executive producer. Bye.
Yeah, Gary, we have 7 minutes left. Anything else you want to add?
Talking.
No, but I'm going to have to go in a moment.
Well, we do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. Gary Crackett and Harley has to go away.
It's been fun, guys.
Blasphemer.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let us all say thank you and goodbye to Mr. Gary Crackett. Gary, can you please quickly summarise?
Yes, in short, pop music is terrible, Alter Bridge are great, and screw the X Factor.
Indeed.
Yes.
Gary Crackett, thank you very much for appearing on the show. I will
Thanks for having me.
discuss later. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
So, ladies and gentlemen, with Gary Crackett gone, we are just going to finish talking about the music industry. We have 7 minutes of rant time left. I do apologise.
No.
I do apologise. Callum kind of
If we don't run over now.
Callum kind of got attacked by my dog. I don't mean my dog. So yeah. With that being sorry. With that being said, the music industry. There was a moment earlier on in the day where a guy was discussing the rant with us, and yeah, we were all just discussing CDs as well. And Guy was saying that the reason we love CDs is the feeling of kind of the joy he gets when he picks up one that he doesn't already have. And I agree with them. My favorite, and this will sound, again, this is just a nostalgic show. I'm pretty sure Eric will be proud of us. If you don't know who Eric Van Gisme is, check him out on Twitter. The cost of D is silent. I will post a link to his Twitter page at the end. He is Mr. Nostalgia himself. He's probably going to shout at me the next time I see him for saying that, but you know I will. Pushing buttons the Caulfield way. My favourite system is vinyl. I love vinyl. We have a lot of vinyl tracks in the attic. A lot of blues, a lot of kind of early pop. A lot of I'm pretty sure my parents must have a Cliff Richards one, which I'm ashamed of, but you know. And no, it's that kind of. You don't get, when you download music, you don't get the same kind of feeling as when you play a CD or you have the vinyl. It's a lot more convenient. You don't get that same feeling. Or maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just because I pay for the stuff I download.
Okay.
Callum, I'd like to hear your thoughts if you have any. And that's not an insult I mean on the music industry.
You bastard.
Continue.
Sorry, I'm catching up on the swearing front.
Yeah.
Anyway.
With Gary gone, we have to swear for two.
Okay. Anyway, music industry. Well, what much can I say that hasn't been said already? I mean, come on.
You could probably say ingle bangle dingle dongle ring tong tang tippy tappy two tong.
Well, now I can't. You don't think that through, Adam.
Actually, no.
The verbal version of kill stealing.
Now we're just going back to gaming.
Oh God, it's a snake.
No, hey, let's not talk about half the people in beads on the show, please.
Snake.
No, I guess, Jack, you and me are fans of music. Me and Jack do GCSE music as a course. You do get to work with a lot of the systems to use to make music. Cubase being one. I do apologise, Jack. You'll be proud of Callum. He's playing Pokemon whilst doing
I
the
got
show.
in the mood for nostalgia.
He's playing Pokemon whilst... This is how professional our guests are. I'm trying to sit here doing the show, and Callum's just there just going, no, I'm playing Pokemon. I'm playing Pokemon.
I'm gonna get
great
RuneScape.
ball.
It's that kind of, I'm just going to play Pokemon. You play amongst yourselves.
That's why I keep shouting about random animals. It's a snake.
Yeah, he was fighting a hoot before.
Yes.
That was possibly the single poshest thing I've said all day. Just he was fighting a hoot.
Also, the dog was real though. That's actually.
Yeah, Yoda was actually attacking Callum. My dog Yoda, not actual Yoda. That'd been weird. So yeah, music industry. Oh, did we go off topic?
We went off topic because it was fun.
I think that the problem mainly is that people are signing bands and bands are selling out. I mean, of course, a lot of the blame, and I know I'm going to get hate mail for this as well. I'm sorry, throat, act normally. Gross. There we go. I'm manly.
Slowpoke tail.
Sorry, Callum was just showing me a random glitchy phone on Pokemon. What I was saying was, a lot of the blame should reside with the fans. I mean, what I hate is when people say, "Oh, I love this band, but I wish they do a bit of changing." Then the band changes their sound. They go, "How dare you? I prefer the old style." Shut your mouth. You're not a real fan. I mean, a good example of this, and this is a conversation me and CJ13. Again, I'll put a link to his Twitter page because you can follow him as well. Please don't actually follow him. Please don't follow him round Stanley because I will get the blame. Please.
Don't forget the dog.
Shut up! I'm trying to speak here. Anyway, a good example of this is Within Temptation. When they first started out with things like What Have You Done Now and I think it's Perfect Harmony and Our Solemn Hour, a lot of the fans were asking for change, so they changed and they made stuff like Sinead. Now, personally, I like Sinead. I don't think it's the best song in the world, but I like it. But it's that kind of thing of people going, well, how dare you change? Well, you asked them to. Linkin Park, well, there's an example of a change that didn't exactly work for them. They were we're rock rap. Okay, then they changed into kind of lighter stuff. That didn't work for them, so they changed back, and fair enough. You go with what market you're in. That's just business sense. Gentlemen, do you have any thoughts to add?
Yeah.
I will say it doesn't really feel like you own music these days, with everything being online.
Yeah, but but in model Russia, you don't own music. Music owns you.
I asked for that.
Yeah, you did. Well, you pretty much put in an order for that one.
Yep, that's it.
Ladies and we have a minute left, and we've kind of gotten everything about the music that we have in there. So let's just talk about examples of music that works and doesn't. Music that works.
Music that works.
Yeah.
Alter Bridge.
Alter Bridge, yeah. Oh, right, see, we've got a minute. We have a plug. Ladies and gentlemen, Alter Bridge are a rock band, a very good one at that.
Very.
They wrote Metalingus. For any of you WWE fans, Metalingus is...
What just happened?
Nothing.
Jack?
What is this?
I think they pissed the Twilight fans off enough.
Oh god, they're trying to hack into the system.
Do we still have the Jack?
I think we've been hacked by the anonymous Sparkle division.
We've been attacked. We've been
not
hacked
again.
by the music industry.
Oh wait,
Jack, do we have you back?
I had to mute my microphone because Cameron tried to gate crashes.
Oh, come on, you should have let
Twilight fans,
Look,
what?
dude, we're down one guest. You may as well have let him join.
in.
Okay, gentlemen, we have 10 seconds left. I may as well summarize since Gary's not here. The music industry. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No. Oh, okay. Summarize. The music industry is crap. There we go. All the Bridge are geniuses. Now, Callum Thorpe.
Yeah.
We have been waiting for this the entirety of the show, my boy. Let us have what your topic is about. Mothers. Mothers, lock up your door.
I think you chose the wrong time to start this topic. Your parents have just arrived.
Oh god.
Oh, just put some headphones in. Let's say mothers, lock up your daughters. Daughters, lock up your mothers. We have Callum Thorpe here with us. And Callum, please discuss what you'll be ranting about today.
Well, basically, religion in general.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, my bro Callum Thorpe. Callum Thorpe, you have 20 minutes, maybe more if you need it. Please go on, and now.
Well, I probably won't need one. Anyway, religion. Let me get started. Ooh, right.
Do you want some ammo to get started?
Yeah, actually.
Okay,
Give
then.
me a few ideas. We can teamwork.
Okay, a few ideas. Let's start with Ratzinger himself. Let's start with that.
What?
Ratzinger. The Pope.
The Pope.
Yes, the Pope. Let's start with that. Okay.
Here we go.
I'd like to find out, Cal, if you could please keep the rage, the bad words to a minimum. We do have other people in the studio at the moment. Say studio. House.
Studio room. Well,
Yeah,
not
this
room, house.
is studio.
I will do my best. Anyway.
Yeah.
Pope. Giant bunny in a cloak who rapes children. Yes, that's sums him up.
That was mild.
That was quite mild for me. Anyway, right. Is it?
Dude!
Shut
What
up.
the hell? How did you start a run with just... Oh yeah, he's a giant dude who wears a dress and helps people.
Because he does. Listen, he's a bunny. He might as well be the Easter rabbit. He's that man's hat. It is. He goes to people. He sits in that chair, does nothing all day, and says, "Oh, you must worship this massive glowing guy in the sky who probably watches over everything we do and influences everything we do. Yet we still have free will. How is that possible?"
Are you going to need 20 minutes? Honest to God, are you... Honest... Pardon the pun. Honest,
That was done in 20 seconds.
Are you
That
going
wasn't
to...
done in 20 seconds. I'm not done.
That was
I
just...
barely started.
That was just the topic of the Pope, Jack.
That was the Pope. The Pope. Anyway, this thing about God.
I'm taking your Pokemon away from
No, don't give me my Pokemon.
Okay.
I'll put it down.
Continue.
Not the Pokemon. Anyway.
Continue.
So, he's saying worship this big glowing man in the sky. He's influencing everything we do, but he's given us free will. I don't understand that. Basically, Christianity contradicts itself so much it's unbelievable. I mean, apparently we've got free will. We can do whatever we want. But if we do something that God doesn't like, he can stop us doing it. But that's not free will.
I guess it all kind of boils down to the argument of the God argument, which is, as many of you may know, it's the argument that God cannot be omnibenevolent, omnipotent, and omniscient at the same time. Because if you...
Omnipotent.
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 God is
Thank
all
you.
poisonous.
He's all smelling. He is all smelling.
He's all poisonous.
How immature is it that I have boiled down to saying that God smells?
This is our...
That is the worst argument you've ever given in your entire career.
Right, I'm going to go against religion directly here. God smells.
No, he's omnipotent. That's what I was saying. He's not omnipotent.
Omnipotent.
Okay,
He's not omnipotent at all. Omnipotence does not exist.
Shut up. It's the natural disaster of God argument that if God was all loving, God cannot be all loving, or he would he has the power and sorry, let me restart. He is either omniscient and omnipotent, but not omnibenevolent, because he knows that there is a natural disaster coming, and he could stop it, but he doesn't because he doesn't love us.
Or he makes the natural disaster because he hates us.
No, or he's omnibenevolent and omniscient, but not omnipotent, because he knows it is and he loves us, but he can't stop it. Or he's omnibenevolent and omnipotent, but not
Omniscient.
Omniscient, thank you. I got mixed up with my own words. Because he loves us and could stop it, but he doesn't know how. Therefore, he cannot be all three, otherwise natural disasters wouldn't exist. The only other argument being that he doesn't exist. That's the God argument.
To be fair,
If he wasn't omnibenevolent and wanted us all killed, he would have done it ages ago.
Yeah.
He did. It's called the Crusades, when we acted in his name.
And he didn't do that.
Or the Spanish Inquisition, when we acted in his name.
If he wasn't omniscient,
Omniscient.
but he was omnipotent,
Yeah.
but being all-powerful, wouldn't that enable you to just be omniscient anyway?
No. This is because...
Yes, but if you didn't have...
Okay,
look, listen, if you didn't have the knowledge to do something, but
Yeah.
you were all-powerful,
Yeah.
wouldn't you
Getting
just
lag.
gain the knowledge from somewhere
Yeah.
by using your almighty powers?
I'd like to point out...
Hearing nothing.
Steve Jones 303, Steven Caulfield just posted it better. He says,
Hearing nothing.
he says, God either loves us but is powerless to stop evil, or God can stop evil but chooses not to stop it. Therefore being loving towards all.
Yeah, Jack.
So yeah, that is the kind of idea towards it.
Hello again.
Hello again.
You dropped out for about 2 seconds.
That's what I was you.
Again, that is the moral problem. God either loves us but is powerless to stop evil, or God can stop evil but chooses not to stop it. Therefore, he is then being unloving towards us. That's the moral problem.
Hang on.
I'd like to thank Steven for sending that in.
Yes. Or God does not exist.
Yeah, that's the moment.
That question is never going to be answered properly as long as Christians and atheists still exist.
Yeah, but you've got to remember that. I reckon what annoys me in debates with religious people is when they resort to the argument God works in mysterious ways. See, my argument is that God doesn't work because he doesn't exist. So yeah, I like that. God doesn't. God works in mysterious ways. Steven Caulfield sends in. So does the postman. I reckon we should have just brought him on. To be fair.
So yeah, hang on. We've lost a Gary. Why not bring in a Steven?
Because there's a lot.
We're not sure where the legal aspects are. On this one.
That's pretty much it. To be fair, there are legal aspects that we're not sure of.
Oh wait, he's writing something. What's he saying?
Silence. No, but yeah, it's like dude. You do realise we've been ranting.
Cameron's back if you want to have him as a guest.
So yeah, it's that kind of idea. Continue, please, Callum.
Anyway, we've moved from the Pope to God either being
and then the postman.
all he is. Yes, actually, the postman. The postman could be God. I mean, we might not know.
Now, Jack, of course, you are Methodist, correct?
Yeah.
So you are Christian. I guess our problem lies with Catholicism. Well, my problem in general lies with the three Abrahamics: Judaism, the Islamic faith, and Christianity. Mainly because they all have their flaws. I could forgive them for their flaws if they weren't exploited as much as they are. And it sounds weird, but I have each of the major ones. Christianity, my issue mainly lies with the idea of moral superiority whilst doing morally obscene actions. Judaism, my issue lies with circumcision mainly, and with the Islamic faith.
That's it.
With the Islamic faith, it's the kind of idea of Islamic faith being a patriarchal faith, and that just I don't see how that can be claimed as moral superiority whilst following backward views. And I know this is going to get me religious hate as well from people going, "How dare you?"
Right, well,
we have about 100 dislikes now.
To be honest, we've got the so-called twihards hating us. Why not have the Catholics?
We've got the entirety of the music industry, Twilight fans, and now okay.
Actually, not the entirety of the music industry. Bridge fans.
Yeah.
They'll have been sided
with
us.
Let's just take down them all in one fell swoop. Callum, right. I hope you don't mind. This is now becoming a tag team match.
This kind of is actually. I don't mind at all. That's quite fun.
Okay. Quick question. Where do you stand on the idea of circumcision?
What? Seriously?
Circumcision.
You're asking me that question?
Yeah, I'm asking that question.
You've got like a child. Okay, just imagine. You have a son.
Well, I don't have a son. I don't want to. I don't have any money. No, I don't have money. How am I going to come with a son?
My Pokemon. No, I wouldn't do that. My Pokemon are too precious. Anyway, please. You have a son, not you, Adam. Don't get confused. Right, imagine you have a son, and then you just decide, I'm going to chop off a certain length of this, without his permission or knowledge at all, until he's about 5 and conscious of asking me the question, why?
Why, when I urinate, does it look like a Picasso painting?
Exactly.
A lot of people like to go, it helps with medicine. Well, it doesn't. That's been proven.
It's got nothing to do with anything at all.
Yeah, Penn and Teller, two of my favourite reporters,
heroes,
and my heroes. They did a show about it, and they kind of explained it better than we can. So I'll
just provide a link in the description.
Yeah, just go find the Penn and Teller episode on circumcision. Watch it. Although there is graphic violence in it and nudity,
and Penn and Teller, of course.
Yeah, but the entirety of Penn and Teller has lots of nudity in it, and I mean lots of nudity. We should probably get back on topic.
Get back on the God topic. 10 minutes.
Hang on, from to the postman to nudity. That makes perfect sense.
Penn and Teller and nudity. What?
Yeah, but Penn and Teller and nudity go together like
cracks and cheese.
Pope and nudity.
Like Pope and children.
Yeah.
Back to the Pope.
That just sounds like a
We're going in circles
big
here.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Pope.
Artie!
No. Vatican II.
Oh, no. I reckon back to the Pope. Artie, come and see Noli Caradatas. Marty!
This isn't helping. We're trying to save the world.
I think the professor's too good to be Pope.
Yeah.
Anyway, the more you know. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Get out of here, Twilight fans.
No Diggory. Twilight.
No
Twilight
Diggory.
is a shit film. No Diggory. Vampires do
Hickory-
not sparkle. 10 points from Hufflepuff.
See if you can finish this rhyme. Hickory dickory dock. Edward Cullen is a finish that one for yourselves.
Back to the subject. Edward Cullen is a clock, apparently.
Getting back to that. Oh yeah, God. Callum, please. Christ. Continue, please.
Adam, you bastard.
I'm not.
Leaning back and breaking the chair you're sitting on.
I didn't break.
I know you didn't break the
that
chair.
was my-
It made a noise.
That was my backing wall.
Oh. That was his stomach.
Continue.
Jack?
He put his microphone on mute.
Oh, again.
Continue your rap, please.
Right, where were we actually?
You were talking about how you can't have
Yeah, I know what we're talking
can't
about.
have a
Can't have all
massive-
that crap together.
you can't
because
have
it
a-
doesn't exist.
you can't
Anyway.
have a dude in the sky watching over us, but free will at the same time.
Right, so, anyway, to the Bible.
Oh
Let's
God!
go to the Bible.
Do we have to? Because
Do we have enough time for this?
We have 8 minutes and so many.
oh come on, let's do it. Come on.
We'll like shorten it. We'll shorten it.
Okay then. Your first one on the Bible, if you please.
In the Bible. The Bible, again,
In
like
the
Christianity,
Bible,
contradicts
the
itself
mighty
so
Bible,
much.
The
I'm
lion
still thinking about the
eats the
lion.
Christians.
So the lions don't need Christians in the Bible. In the Bible, the Christians stand there and go, I am all powerful as I have God on my side. A lion jumps
You can have Cameron for a minute.
by the throat.
What?
What?
I didn't know.
Jack Hume. Where are you?
Jack Arias.
Humidifier.
Humidifier.
Hello?
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
no, he hasn't muted. He's still here.
Okay. No, I think it's the lions are on our side. Lions are atheists.
Yeah, they're quite good.
The more you
We
know.
have a Cameron now.
Oh, we have a Cameron, do we?
Hello, Adam.
Hello, Mr. Cameron.
Hello,
Hume.
Cameron. It's me. You don't even know me.
We have the entirety of the Hume boys. You sound like a really terrible gangster movie.
Yeah.
Hume boys.
I'd like to point out we are discussing religion at the moment.
Yes, I've heard some of the conversation.
Oh,
Oh,
lions and
very
Christians
interesting.
never were made to fight each other. It's a myth.
Listeners,
from
I'd like to point out, Cameron does sound very young. He's, right, I think. But
9.
9, Jesus.
Ah, yes,
but
you're
the boy
nice.
knows his stuff. The boy knows his stuff. We're discussing mainly Catholicism more than anything else. Christianity in
Not just
general.
religion.
Well, you can criticise Catholicism all you like, okay.
Yes.
Carry on.
Catholicism. Okay, then the Bible was what we were discussing.
The Bible.
Bible.
Again, contradicting itself. Over and over.
Yeah, with a fair bit. So, I think one of my favourite arguments I heard was, it usually comes in when people are arguing about homosexuality, when they go, the Bible says so. Yeah, the Bible also says it's okay to sell your daughter. The Bible also claims it's okay if there is a prostitute living in your town to beat her, tie her up, throw her in the desert, to be eaten by mythical monsters.
Well, yes, a lot of the things in the Bible do contradict themselves, but that's partly because a lot of the people in the Old Testament, such as Joshua and people like that, sort of said
Idiots.
that God told them to, and then recorded that.
Yeah,
I don't know how much of that was actually...
yeah,
Yeah.
If you think about, for a moment, I want you all to stop thinking about the Bible as religious and think of it as a book. Okay,
As
think
a
of
story.
it as a normal fictional story. Okay, the characters are terrible. There's no plot development. The plot is overused. The writing, well, that's just terrible. If you have too many writers working on one piece, it just becomes a cluster snake.
Well, I suppose that supports the fact that it's all true then. If it's someone sort of trying to make themselves famous by writing a very good book, it's a pretty terrible book. So it's sort of, who writes a terrible book about something that's not true?
It's the kind of thing, the only thing that would make me actually there isn't anything that would make me believe the Bible was real. Because it's mainly because the amount of moral questionability that the Bible brings forth. Thank you, Steve, John 313. Although we did get Prince of Egypt and Joseph as Technicolor Dreamcoat, just worth some plugs. But
I think we would have got them eventually anyway. People enjoy them.
no, but I reckon when it comes to religion, my main issue is moral questionability, whilst claiming a moral superiority. I'm not saying that religion in itself is a bad thing. The ideals behind it are nice. They're warm. Stephen, we'll discuss that later. I'm not saying all religion is bad. Stephen, I am. Think about it this way. The ideals at base, okay? If you live like this, you will get happiness because this is the right thing to do. If that were true, if that were completely and utterly unquestionably true, that would be okay with me. If living that way brought you happiness, and if you living that way, if that brings you happiness, fair enough. But you cannot go making other people's lives difficult whilst doing that. It's wrong to do that. I am atheist. I don't believe there is a God in the sky. I believe that morals and choice and everything like that comes from humans within us. I believe not the Bible. I believe evolution. I was about to say I don't believe the Bible, but then I said I believe evolution at the same time. They came together. I believe in evolution. I believe in the world being billions of years old.
Santa Claus. Santa Christ.
Santa Christ. Yes, I believe in Santa Christ.
I do.
Shout out to the NC. No, but I think when it comes to religion, it's a thing that it was created by man. Religion wasn't created by God. That's a bit of a thing. People say, "Oh, it's created by God." Well, it wasn't. The idea came from man, because if we don't know that there was a God in the sky, we can't say that it was created by God. We have to assume it's created by man.
If we knew it was created by God, then we would know if God existed or not.
Yeah,
but we don't. So
I have a question.
Can't actually do that.
Back in the old times,
Back in the day.
back in the day. The theme for today. Back when I were a lad. No, but back in the day, I can't remember which book it was, but I think it was at the baptism of Christ when. No, it wasn't. Sorry. No, it was the crucifixion. I'm getting the two confused. I'm getting birth and I'm getting the Christian birth.
Similar things. Baptism, dying.
Yeah. But
if
you think about the crucifixion, when he died, God spoke. There was a wrong sky, and God actually spoke. He said in a voice to people, "This was my son," or something along those lines.
Yeah, but somewhere else it says God's voice would kill you.
Yeah, I'll see if I do. "This was my child," or something along those lines, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's very accurate. Accurate.
You
Even,
rash.
that's the one.
Yeah.
Representation of the voice of God.
I tried to say representation before, it did not work.
I think, to be honest, an accurate representation of the voice of God would be Brian Blessed, but you know how difficult it is to get him on the show.
True.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If God wants us all to believe in him, why doesn't he just do that? Just, oi,
Is it
douchebags.
test of faith, Adam?
Believe in me.
Oi, douchebags. I'm God. Believe. Why? Because I'll make it rain Skittles.
I would believe if that happened.
If there were a religion centered around Skittles, I'd follow it.
I would.
Because, let's face it, Skittles appreciate all colours, all tastes, and just want to make people happy. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 1 minute 55 seconds left.
Maybe we should advise God to bring Skittles into the faith. That might solve some of the problems.
I reckon we should probably give the rant back to Callum. It was his rant.
Probably it was my rant, but I don't care. It's more of a communal rant now.
Yeah.
This is quite good.
Look, here's the deal. This is what humanity is about. Communities coming together, discussing things in a forum of openness and expression.
We all work together. I mean, apart from a few of those idiots, way back before all of this ever happened, back before we were born, idiots going down south and getting people of different races and randomly slaving them.
If you think about this, okay? You've got Cal. Okay, sorry, I have to point that again. Steve Jones, the producer. If God chooses testing his children with faith rather than showing his existence, thus saving them, he is not all loving. Thank you. Do you know what? Next time we're just having you on as a guest, Stephen. I think
the producer on as a guest.
Here's the deal. Callum, atheist. I'm atheist. Jack, and I assume Cameron too. You are Methodist, so you are Christians. We have two religious people, two atheists, and we're getting on just spiffingly because we respect each other's right to believe what we want.
And we don't really give a damn if you do.
You two are morally okay. I've never known either of you to commit a morally bad act. Therefore, I'm fine with you.
Thank you, Adam.
No
because
problem.
the way you two act. Yeah, I was talking about me and Callum though, Stephen.
Stephen just says, I'm not atheist.
Stephen is anti-Abrahamic. That's where I think he coined the term, to be fair. The idea that he is against the Abrahamic faith, but he believes... Scott, I'll just let him explain it. Stephen, would you mind coming on and explaining?
I think we're out of time, but go on.
Hang on.
We're almost out of time.
Anti-Abrahamic is simply when you're against the three Abrahamic faiths, that is Christianity, Islam and Judaism. I'm against those, but I'm not against the idea that there may be something beyond what we completely understand right now. I just don't believe it's of a divine or worshipping nature. Bye-bye.
Steve Jones 813, making his second cameo. Actually, probably third, but that's the thing.
Oh.
We are all... Shut up. We are all here together as a community of friends. And we didn't need religion to do that. Was the rant on religion? Yes. But do I know you two in school because of the fact that we go there because we want to be educated and it's a good place to go? Yeah. I know Cameron because of Drama Club and Jack.
And I know Jack because of Adam.
We are all here as friends because we know each other from the natural world. We did not need religion to do that. No, I'm not saying don't believe. Believe whatever the hell you want. It's not my place to tell you. But don't go killing because of it. And don't go raping children and then covering it up.
Like a giant bunny.
What?
That's just Catholic.
Giant
You
bunny.
know, as Methodists don't really do that kind of thing.
Yeah, Methodists are okay in my books. I'd like to... I'm going to explain this in the way that I explain it to everyone. I imagine my views as a bar with all the major religions in it. Christianity, you're out. Catholicism, in general, you're out. Methodists, you can stay. You haven't done anything wrong yet. Catholics, you're out. Evangelicists, you're out. Bloody Mormons, you're out. Church of the, Jehovah's Witnesses, you're out.
And the fact that if you encounter it, a joke is generally made.
Yeah, evangelicals, my apologies. People of the Judean faith, this isn't anti-Semitic, but you're out because, you've cut off the tips of your children's genitals. That's wrong no matter which way you look at it. But
Adam says, and you killed Jesus.
yeah, and there are only two that are left in my little bar. That's Methodists and Hindus, because neither of the two have done anything bad to me yet.
To be fair,
I'm pretty sure at some point in life, the Hindus and the Methodists will do something to make me despise them.
although I'm pretty sure a lot of people will do something to make you despise them, so that's not really any big
Yeah, if
thing.
it helps, to all the 7 billion people on the planet, I probably hate you.
Actually, no, forget
So,
that.
ladies and
He
gentlemen,
probably hates
the
you.
20 minutes is up. In fact, we've gone over with about a minute or 3 minutes or something like that. So, allow me to just summarise. Callum, would you like to please summarise your point?
Summarise. Right, God doesn't exist, the Pope is a giant bunny who rapes children, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let us discuss what we have
This
learned.
dog just attacked me again.
What have we learned today? Well, we have learned that apparently God doesn't exist and he has employed a man dressed as a bunny to rape children and then cover up said rapes. We have discovered that gaming nowadays is more about repetitiveness and boringness than actual gaming, and people like to ruin their fun. We have learned that the music industry is going downhill, other than our boys Alter Bridge, and of course Hadaway with their classic hit What Is Love Baby Don't Hurt Me.
And a few other bands that we
And we have also learnt that Twilight is one of the worst series in history. I'd like to announce the Twitter pages. Callum, do you have a Twitter page?
No, I don't have a Twitter page.
Create a Twitter page, link it, and
I will create a Twitter page.
We have Gary Crackett, of course, has a Twitter page. Follow him at Gary Crackett. We have I don't think Jack has one. I don't think he comprehends what Twitter is. Steve Jones 313. I will post links to all the Twitter pages in the description on the bottom. So, ladies and gentlemen, to sing us out, I think we shall recite the Hadaway.
Wait, we've learned.
Whoa, hang on a second. I've got to announce who's going to be on the next episode.
Oh my God!
You have learned one more thing.
What?
Gary likes to wash his rants.
Yeah. And of course, I pull swords out my arse whilst being dressed as a clown. Even on that.
Well, next week on Shout, episode 3, it's my turn to host the show, and we're going to be recording that on a Thursday, between broadcast and Saturday. My guests will be AJ Carillas, who'll be talking about Warhammer, returning guest Dan the Geek King Addison, also co-host of Total Market, and my wonderful fiancée, Elaine, aka Lord Sloth. So you could tune in next week to listen to us prattle on. Like I said, Adrian will talk about Warhammer, and me, well, I'm keeping that one close to myself. So Adam,
Stephen, stay here. We are singing them out with Hadaway's What Is Love, Baby, or Heavy. Are we all ready, gentlemen? One, two.
Whoa. Hang on.
What? Like thunder, the man is running towards us. Stephen, I choose you!
Are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No more. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No more. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next week. Steven Caulfield will be hosting.
Monotone voice.
I'm glad. And Jack, just one final thing, just to play us out. Can you please, in your EdXL voice, say you have been listening to #shout! Please.
You have been listening to #shout!
The test is now over. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye.